For a special introduction, the chair recognizes Representative Durhal.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like my colleagues to please take a moment and recognize my intern who is leaving. Today is his last day. His name is Xavier. He is a student who attends LCC right here in Lansing, and he's going to be moving on to the University of Michigan. And we wish him all well, and I'd like to let you know that he is seated in the South Gallery right there, and we'd like to welcome him to the House and thank him for his service as intern in my office.
Xavier, thank you for your service to the Michigan House of Representatives.
Hi, I'm State Representative Fred Durhal, the Assistant Democratic Leader of the Michigan House of Representatives, and I represent the 5th District. And I'm here today with a very special friend of mine, Xavier GeGroat, who has been an intern in my father's office, who was my predecessor, State Representative Fred Durhal Jr. So I'm very honored to have Xavier here with me today, and we're going to talk about autism today. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Xavier?
Yes, I am diagnosed with autism myself, and due to that, I have endured many injustices throughout my lifetime. In high school, I was imposed into special education, being told that I could not go above a certain level of taking math classes. Even though I passed algebra, I could not go above that level because he felt that I didn't have the cooperation skills and the mindset of focusing on what I'm doing.
Right.
And therefore, I started later on in my life, as I graduated high school in 2009, to becoming a civil rights leader of the future, because I was inspired by many advocates like your Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, and Martin Luther King.
Okay, yeah. Well, I know you're a very capable young man. I've had the chance to observe you in my father's office when you interned for him, and the state is very grateful for the service that you provided there. So we're here today. We'll talk about autism, and we'll kind of switch it up. I'll let you actually interview me and ask me a few questions.
Yes. Today, I'd like to ask you, what is your perspective on autism?
Well, my perspective on autism is this. It is a condition that is a very serious condition. However, I don't think it disables people from being able to go out and being, achievers, or, being able to accomplish whatever goals they may set for themselves. I look up to you in that sense. I see you're a very strong individual. You've had a chance to travel our country and meet a lot of distinguished individuals and talk to them. And so, I really appreciate, you going to do that. But autism is something that we have to take a look at here within our state. We have over 15,000 individuals in our state right now who are affected with autism. 1 in 88 children are diagnosed with autism in the United States of America. And so I think autism is something that we have to really look at and what causes it. Right now, there's no cure for autism. But I think that we have to provide wraparound services for individuals who have autism within our state to make sure and ensure that they are getting, 1, the best services that they can receive, and 2, that we make sure they get the best advantages and just like everyone else.
Okay, I agree, and I think I would tell you, though, that there's a multiple scope of autism. Some are on the left side, which is in a lower functioning level.
Okay.
Some are on the right side that are called Asperger's syndrome.
Okay.
As far as that goes, people on the lower spectrum happen to have much more constraints throughout their life of going forward because they can't communicate like the ordinary community can, as well as they have more difficult expressing their emotions, and they're more sensitive to either light, sound, or any sort of crowd. But with me having higher functioning, it does help me make myself more easily going around the circle of achieving my potential.
Yes.
But it still wasn't easy for me to start this way.
Right. And individuals who I've met who have autism, one of the things that they say to me are they want to be treated the same as everyone else. And I do believe that everybody deserves equal rights. I think that everybody deserves to be treated fairly, regardless to if they have autism, if they don't have autism. I think that we have to, as a society, be able to embrace everyone, no matter what they're dealing with. And so, I'm always inspired when I meet an individual with autism, because I see how strong they are, and the struggles that they go through, and yet they still strive and try to accomplish goals. And so, it's a very humbling experience for me. I always like to learn more from those individuals as well.
I could tell you one advice here about autism in the future. Do not try to tell them if they're having a certain fixation with doing like patterns of lining up things, and if you mess that up, they could get very sensitive and feel that you're taking away their freedom from doing their own artistic work.
Okay.
And that has a lot to do with because they don't have functions in all levels at all time periods, because let's say the temporal lobe theoretically which is the language part of the
Yes.
brain, they might have more damage or like sensory issues in that area, and therefore they're more friendly with looking at things and playing around with toys.
Okay.
And that's why dogs, perhaps, I don't know if you ever heard, dogs are good for kids with autism,
Okay.
because it gets them active and plays around with materials.
Right,
And that's
right.
how they create their own creativity mind of artistic work or thinking mathematically.
Okay, great. Did you have any other questions you wanted to ask me in regards to autism?
Yes, I'd like to ask you as well, what in the future of the generation of Michigan do you think the state government can help provide for children that are under the diagnosis of autism on getting their chances of having better luck in the job force and the workforce development?
Well, certainly I think wraparound services are very important in regards to an individual who has autism, but more so, our children in the state of Michigan as well. But dealing with individuals or children who have autism, I think it's very important that we start at an early age when the autism is diagnosed. Make sure that we have wraparound services who will provide, help for them, provide assistance for them, even throughout our education system. I think the educational system is very important. When we have children who have autism or are attending our public schools or even private schools or charter schools, I believe that we have to have programs in there that will provide an advantage for them and provide, a proper education for them as well. And not necessarily make them, somewhat segregated from the general population of the school, but also make sure that they are included within the entire population of the school, and they have some of the same advantages of the other children that attend that school. Now, in regards to the jobs later on down the line, it's always my firm belief that education is a big important part when it comes to jobs. And so, if we provide a proper education for individuals, regardless to if they have autism or not, we provide an advantage for them to be able to get these jobs that are coming here to our state. Michigan is growing right now. And the type of jobs in Michigan are growing. We're starting to have jobs that deal with energy efficiency or green technology. And I think that even individuals with autism are able to get those jobs. And so we want to just provide a great education for individuals, even if they have autism, and be able to support them the best that we can within our state. And so we, as state officials, have to put resources into that. We have to make sure that when we budget, that we're budgeting correctly to make sure that individuals with autism receive, the care that they need.
All right, then. Thank you very much for your time today, Rep. Durhal. And it was a pleasure having you today. And
Thank you.
I appreciate your wordings and expressions of autism.
No problem. Thank you. And as always, Xavier, I really appreciate you. I really, admire you. And, I really encourage you to really keep up the great work that you're doing in the fight for civil rights for individuals with autism. I think it plays a very important part within our society, within our state. And so maybe one day we look forward to seeing you up here, maybe as a representative.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day.
You too.